We would like you to consider keeping Kingman, Bullhead City, and Lake Havasu City together if we could maintain the integrity of those three cities, because we are a quasi-governmental agency called the Tri-City Council.
One of the biggest things you're going to have to do as commissioners is establish communities of interest. And that's why I'm here, to let you know that the cities of Kingman, Bullhead City, and Lake Havasu City need to be recognized as a community of interest. As a Tri-City Council, we recognize the fact that Phoenix is the center of Arizona and has all the population, but we also understand that the rural parts of Arizona are an important part of the state, and we don't want to be lost in the mix of the Phoenix and Tucson areas, which I don't mean to be rude, and you're from Phoenix and Tucson, and you have nobody on your commission representing rural Arizona, but we need to really emphasize, especially when it comes to the congressional districts. We know that there is no one county, one city in rural Arizona that can be its own congressional district. We're well aware of that. But there is a community of interest for rural Arizona when it comes to congressional districts. And those communities of interest are you a part of the Phoenix or Tucson metro area, or are you not? We're not, and we don't want to be a part of the metro part of Phoenix or Tucson. And I believe that there's enough population in rural Arizona for 2 rural congressional districts.
I'm a little disappointed that the rest of the commission was unable to attend, but I do thank you two for making the trip up here. I think to really get the flavor of what my constituents have to say, you have to be in the room. I don't think you can really get that on TV, so I do thank you for coming today. The second thing that I'd like to say is we would like our own congressional district. As Mr. Medrano said previously, we don't have much in common with the Phoenix metropolitan area. We would like a congressional district where the congressman comes from our rural area. We don't want to see the congressional districts as spokes of a wheel where the congressman will come from all from Maricopa County. We don't think that that's fair to rural Arizona. We would like a congressman that is familiar with our area, that lives in our neighborhood.
We would really like to see Mohave County kept in the same legislative district. Mr. Medrano spoke of the Tri-City Council, and I can tell you that that has been an effective way of talking to the legislators.
The mayors of Kingman, Bullhead City, and Lake Havasu have expressed their desires to you tonight in unison as the Tri-City, Tri-Community mayors, and I'm here to support their statement.
That Mohave County wants to stay in one district. I like the people who represent me. I like what they do. They listen to what we say. They understand our problems, and they are accessible to us. We don't want to be represented by someone from Maricopa County or any of the large areas that outvote us on every single statewide election.
Mohave County stands together, and I want to keep us together.
Mohave County, we have similar interests. We are involved in a lot of efforts and improvements that are done within our area and within our county. We would like it to be one congressional district, one legislative district, so we would have adequate voice in the things that our citizens of that community need.
So we need our own rural congressman that's going to look after our interests.
Secondly, we do need our own rural, you need a couple rural congressional representatives, but we need ours. We absolutely and positively need our own congressional representative.
That we do have a voice, and a strong voice, that's going to help us, not only as Mohave County, but the other counties that are involved along the river, to protect all of Arizona. And the best way that can happen is for those of us who have that community of interest and are dependent on that river to be able to have a strong voice.
We would like to keep it that way. In the rural area, we would definitely like to have another representation for another congressman.
We feel that we need a congressman that could be from the area of rural Arizona.
Focusing on these issues of competitiveness, I think that should be the least consideration. And frankly, when I was doing some boundary drawing of lines both in the district and across the state when I was looking at it, it didn't even enter my mind to take into account voting patterns or micro-targeting to create gerrymandered little districts where we pick up a bunch of liberal-leaning independents to balance off all the hardcore Republicans. And I don't think you should do that either, because that's not in the spirit of the Constitution or in the spirit of the Voting Rights Act.
It's amazing that we have now going through our second session with an independent, I put that in quotes, commission. I know you try and you want to work at it, but you want to point it that way.
I am, in full disclosure, now the chair for the Mohave County Democrats. As another person has already said, Democrats are very much a minority in Mohave County. If Mohave County continues to stay in the same district, then we will continue to have not enough representation that is competitive.
We are rural, and we do need rural representation.
Those Republican representatives are not representing my rural interests,
which would in effect separate all of the Colorado River counties, Mohave, La Paz, and Yuma, into a district.
Greater Arizona Success Citizens Group supports 8 Greater Arizona rural legislative districts with 2 Greater Arizona congressional districts, one on the west side of the state, one on the east side of the state.
And we should have the same in Congress, someone that represents us, knows us on the whole.
And so it is important that we keep our area one.
It's not about a Green Party, it's not about a Libertarian, it's not about a Republican, it's not about a Democrat. It's about us here in Mohave County.